Word.
I think I got a. I'm gonna call it a hypothetical, Cannon.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
And we got a little inside joke about them hypotheticals, but I got a hypothetical. I think you gonna like this one too, Tori.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna list y'all some quarterbacks. I had already wrote this like weeks ago, but I had Derek Carr, had Matthew Stafford, had Matt Ryan, Sam Darnold, and Carson Wentz. Who would you trade for if you was one of these teams, or would you just draft a quarterback? Now, the teams that I'm listing are Bears, Jags, Colts, Patriots, Broncos.
With that Broncos jersey on.
We gonna tell you right now. We got our quarterback. We got our quarterback. We got our quarterback. We got Drew Lock. We good. We good, bro. Trust me. I think Drew's gonna be fine, bro. It's early. You got to develop. I think he'll be fine. When, like, the pieces that they putting around him will be better. We're gonna have Von Miller back healthy. You know, we're gonna have an early draft pick. I think we draft number 6, somewhere around there, or 9. Maybe it's 9. I think we draft 9. We draft number 9. We'll add another weapon on offense. I think we'll be fine, man. So let's take. I'm gonna take them out of there because I'm not taking nobody.
Okay.
If I'm them. But I will say that, go ahead, my bad.
No. The reason why I added y'all on the list because I am a Drew Lock fan. I do believe that he needs some time, but I also feel that the window of y'all, I believe the window may have closed already, but I do believe that because of the injuries that y'all had, if y'all would just get a legit quarterback, like a veteran, maybe possibly like Matthew Stafford, with those weapons,
yeah,
I believe that y'all can compete immediately.
Yeah, I think
that's why I added y'all on that list.
Immediately.
I feel what you're saying. I think that, but like, in my opinion, I just feel like once we come, if everything goes back to normal next year, we get Von back, the defense is gonna be better. We're gonna add some more weapons, I'm sure. I think that, like, the way he had these spurts, you know what I'm saying? He played very, very, very well against Kansas City the second time. He's had some games where he looked like, you know what I'm saying? So I think that he's just got to build on that. He just got to get better. He's a young guy. He didn't have a chance to develop under a veteran. They just kind of, he just kind of took. So that's my thing with them.
Let me say something. Playing good in spurts got Matt Flynn and Mike Glennon some jobs in the NFL.
I'm gonna stop you right there. Matt Flynn never played good in spurts. He played good one time.
But that's a little spurt. Look,
no. Drew Lock, we talking about, he's a young player. Like, Matt Flynn should have never had that. Like, come on, bro. That's an anomaly. But to your question, Hill, I think the only quarterback that's tradable for on this list, because I don't like trading for quarterbacks because they're gonna want an arm and a leg, and I'm not trading for Matty Ice. I would want to trade for Stafford, but I know they're going to want too much. So for me, if I was going to trade for a quarterback, it would have to be Sam Darnold, only because he's the youngest guy. I feel like because he hasn't performed the way that they may have necessarily wanted him to and built a resume like Stafford or Matty Ice, that I might get him for a good value.
Now, I didn't have your team on that list. But you can add your team on that list.
I mean, I'm saying any team. When I'm speaking this, I'm speaking for any team that's in quarterback need situation. So it's like I would stay away unless you can get a favorable deal for Matt Stafford, because it's 2 Matts. I was about to get confused. Yeah. But if you can get a favorable deal for Stafford, I really do like Stafford. But I feel like Detroit's going to want the house because that's their franchise.
Okay, go ahead, Adrian.
I hate to go before you, Hill, because I think we might be on the same page. But I understand you might get Sam Darnold with maybe just giving up a pick, and he's still on that kind of rookie deal and stuff like that. But for me, I'm going with Derek Carr because I forgot about Carr. I was going to ask you.
I
think Derek Carr has shown the most promise. Remember, he got the Raiders to the playoffs before he broke his leg. Derek Carr, to me, has the most upside. And then John Gruden wasn't a fan of Derek Carr. And you could tell that by the way he talked about Derek Carr and the way he treated Derek Carr. And so I've seen what it's like when a coach
he should be a fan. He's a grinder.
But that's the thing. But I've seen what happens when a coach is not a fan of you. Look at Jeff Fisher with Vince Young. Vince Young, we seen what he could do, and before Jeff Fisher
put Eric's comment up there.
but before I'm gonna let you go here. But all I'm gonna say is I've seen what happens when a coach really isn't sold on you. At the first sign, they willing to move on from you, and that's really what happened. Yes, we saw what Mariota could do, but Derek Carr has that talent. The only thing that Mariota can really do that Derek Carr can't do is run like Mariota. He can't move like Mariota. But
I'm scared of Mariota.
Bro, when Derek Carr had Amari, let's not forget what Derek Carr was doing when he had Amari, and he was about to get them to the playoffs. Yeah. Derek Carr was looking like something.
And I really don't like Carr neither. I still would take Darnold because y'all know how I feel about Carr. Prior to the leg injury, I felt like the media, they just gave Carr everything out of the gate. Like that's
what they do, the hot new thing.
I know, man. And that's kind of personally made me not like him. So it's unfortunate for Carr, but it's kind of personal for me.
I'm not going Sam Darnold because I don't know nobody who ever called Mono as a grown ass man. After high school, I thought Mono stopped just like crabs.
No, you can catch it, especially if you work in a place like me and Tori. You could definitely get it.
My thing, I mean, like I said, I wrote the
You don't work in the school?
I had this question weeks ago, and like I said, we've been out for a while, and some things changed. So we definitely got to take the Jags out of the equation, out of this, because we know they're gonna draft Trevor Lawrence if they never got any sense. I believe, like I said, I believe the Colts and Carson Wentz are the perfect marriage. I don't think it should be enough. It shouldn't be hard to get. It shouldn't be hard to make it happen. I think they should
tough contract to take on though.
I think they should make something.
They don't have a quarterback. So it's like if he should give him the money.
Right.
Now it's the fact that the Eagles still gonna have to pay. Like the Eagles still
the Eagles gonna have that dead money. That's what they got that dead money in there from that.
So that's a good thing for the Colts.
Right, but it's for the Eagles. It's gonna hurt the Eagles trying to make the trade.
So they should try. They just work together and make it happen. You need a quarterback for the future. You're familiar with the coach and the quarterback. They got a connection. Make that happen. Y'all trying to get rid of your boy in Philly. Don't drag this longer than what it had to be. Just make it make sense.
But after benching Jalen and going with Nate Sudfeld, are they gonna trade Wentz?
We don't know what they're gonna do. At the end of the day, we don't know what they're gonna do. Because
I was looking at this. I was watching the game like this.
Everybody was, but Nate Sudfeld. You trying to see what Nate Sudfeld got?
Bro, really? Nate Sudfeld used to play for a while.
I want to see what
I knew exactly what Nate Sudfeld had. Okay.
But the thing about the one team that I did
exactly he had his government name in his back pocket.
The reason that I had the Bears on this list, they got to the playoff with Trubisky. They didn't pick up his option, so they
Mitch Vick, baby.
They gonna need a quarterback. They're gonna need a quarterback next year. Absolutely. What did the Bears do?
If I'm the Bears, to me, I would go Darnold. I would go Darnold because to me, Darnold still has the promise, and you've seen that you can get there with Mitch Trubisky. At least I know Sam Darnold is a little bit more accurate.
He better. No, I'm just flat out saying he better than Trubisky.
And so
you think so, Sam Darnold?
That's not.
I don't think so.
You can't say it. No, man. You can't. For me, you can't say it definitively. But I think
after that one play you sent me, AJ, I can't say it definitively.
Okay.
I wish I had that picture.
After that, you can say it. But what I'm saying is,
he went to the playoffs before.
I think with having Khalil Mack contract on your books and all of that stuff, and then damn, who in trouble?
TJ.
Damn, TJ. God damn, TJ. To me, having that Matt contract and still trying to continue to build, what you would have to give up and what you would have to pay Stafford versus the possible long term that you could get with Darnold, I would go ahead and get Darnold because his body. Because remember, Stafford broke his back. Stafford was playing with a broken back. He just was broken down because he was just trying to do every goddamn thing in Detroit. So at least if I get Darnold, all I know is, hey, stop kissing bitches. We might have you around for a full season. With Stafford, he old and he broken, so you never know what might happen. So I have the potential to kind of put talent around him. Because remember, what Darnold had in New York and what Trubisky had in Chicago is totally a lot different. And what I know about middle of the road quarterbacks, they look a lot better when they got talent around them.
Right.
Even elite quarterbacks look a lot better with talent.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
So at the draft pick, they can't just draft the quarterback?
Who?
The Bears.
Well, they pick like 18?
Right now. So it just depends.
Right now. It depends on how the quarterbacks fall. I'm not gonna say don't bank. If I'm the Bears, I'm gonna try to get a free agent quarterback or a trade somehow. Okay. If it works. You see what I'm saying? What I'm not gonna do is someone hold me hostage for it. I'm just gonna say, hey, I'm gonna stick with Mitch Vick and I'm gonna try to draft somebody, even if I feel like I can't get into the top part of the draft.
Hill, if I'm the Bears and I go the draft route, if I go the draft route, I'm getting Cam or Jameis, a quarterback that has done stuff in the league, that was a starter, that I can get for cheap, but I can get you to compete. And I'm gonna throw Andy Dalton in there too. That I've seen that have had success in this league, but
I'm keeping
I can get for the cheap. Yeah, but see, the thing is, if you keep Andy Dalton and they re-sign Dak and bring Dak back, Andy knows that there's no chance he's going to be the starter unless he gets hurt. If I bring Andy in and then I draft the QB, at least Andy knows that I can beat out this rookie.
But once again, y'all trying to bring in outside people with the draft pick. Why not bring back Trubisky with the draft pick?
I
was talking to AJ right there, basically on that.
Because the thing about it is, sometimes what happens is if I decline your 5th round option, you still gonna kind of want somewhere close to that unless you get a fresh start where you can kind of get a new shot. So I'm gonna just get rid of you and then bring someone else in that I know that I can get at a lower contract floor and still probably get a higher production ceiling.
Why not take the 5th year option then?
It's already declined. It's already declined.
If you already say I'm just going to get rid of you, your value ain't that high.
Right.
But to you, because I've benched you. But guess what? It could have been somebody else that was saying,
anybody come try to trade from him.
Why when I know you gone after the end of the year?
I can get you
the free agent.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, though. That's just like somebody saying, like, you don't renew your contract and ain't nobody gonna trade for you. We just gonna wait for you anyway.
Who is this Facebook user that says, laughing my ass off, Cam and Dalton done as starters, bros? I go Jameis though. I don't believe that Cam or Andy are done as starters. I feel like both. Bro, there's some trash QBs out there, and I hate when people just
AJ.
Bro, like Andy Dalton is better than he could start for he could have started for the Washington football team this year.
Absolutely.
Straight up. You see what I'm saying? Absolutely. He could have started in Jacksonville this year. He could have started in Miami this year. So it's like Cam could have started at all 3 places too. Did he have a bad year in with the Pats? Yes, but bro,
who did he have played?
They are a terrible team this year.
That's what I'm saying. Half the defense opted out.
Hey, if Cam had Terry McLaurin, he might have had more success.
I'm trying to say, bro, and a decent running game. A decent running game and a decent line blocking.
Y'all didn't know I played for the
Pats. Steven is decent too, man. People ask him.
I played for them dudes for a couple weeks this year. They terrible.
Who?
The Patriots. I played receiver. Y'all didn't see me. I was out there lined up. Shit, they played horrible. That's what I hate, bro. Like when Cam went there, and you start seeing everybody opting out and all that stuff. I was like, it's a setup, bro.
It is.
It's just I was like, it's gonna try to write this narrative about Cam can't do this. He's not this. He's a bad leader. He's that. Can't nobody win with that team.
Why you think Brady left?
Name me 2 receivers on the Patriots. Y'all might be able to do this because y'all do this, but a regular person, you know what I'm saying? A regular person is not, you know what I'm saying, studying like that. Can't tell you nobody.
Boy in there, N'Keal Harry.
That was the first one. It's
ridiculous. That's what I'm doing.
So when you I understand all that y'all saying about Cam. And I'm with y'all. But like I said,
TJ, run, bro.
Yeah.
We finna get fucked up.
Yeah, TJ about to be out of there. She about to choke slam him.
I understand all y'all said about Cam, everything about the Patriots offense is 100% correct. I get all that. He still put out bad film.
Oh, bad film.
Y'all know how to we doing our best to change it. We doing our best to change the narrative.
We're not arguing that.
But that mainstream media,
everybody knew that Tim Tebow couldn't throw the ball and gave Tim Tebow chances.
But let's use the Andy Dalton as a reference point, right?
Go ahead.
He put on in previous year before Burrow, Andy was putting out bad film. Cowboys said, we don't need you as a starter, but we do need you as a backup. Brought him on. Now he's put on good film. I think decent. I'm gonna say decent film. Okay. Let me not say good film, but he's throws he can make. He can run the offense. He could do the 2-minute drill. He got some film out there, right? If I'm trash and I don't have a QB, I'm gonna take a hard look at Andy Dalton this year. And I feel like the same can happen for Cam. He just gotta, like Tori said, get in a position to where the narrative can't be painted for him, and that's got to be somewhere outside of Boston.
Right. Absolutely.
We gonna see.
We will.
Can
we figure out that Facebook user who put that up there though?
We keep giving him the link and he's not clicking it.
It's Reef.
It's Reef.
Oh,
I know it was Reef. I kind of figured.
He said this is Reef.
But I kind of figured out how he was responding. I kind of figured it was him. I definitely need you to hit the link, bro, so we can see your face and your name, so we can give you the credit for what you're saying.
It's literally posted right there, right in front of you, Reef.
Tori, I texted you earlier. Said, "Hey, you go ahead, that question, baby. Let's go."
All right, I got you. All right. Hopefully we'll get to fantasy stuff later because I really want to talk fantasy. But I'm gonna stick to my question though. So it's kind of a home question. As y'all know, Texas Longhorns is currently ranked number 4 in the country. How legit do you think they are? You think they got a shot? Because you watching people saying, "Oh, they could be a 1 seed." We were very, very impressive against Kansas. I have my take on the question, but I don't know what you guys think. Y'all think they legit? Think we got a shot? Basketball.
I think anything's possible, especially always in college basketball. I think any top 25 team coming into the season has a legitimate chance. It's all about coaching, continuity, and defense wins championships. So y'all did play a good game against Kansas. I want to see more before I'm sold. But I do think I like the program. I'm not mad at it. What you think, AJ?
So it's almost kind of just like what you said in college basketball, especially right now. If you get the right players, if you get the right continuity, anybody has a shot. Let's not forget Texas Tech made the Final Four last year.
Mm-hmm.
So Texas Tech made
the tournament got canceled.
So Texas Tech made the Final Four last year. Team. There's always a team that just comes out of nowhere and they make a deep run. Especially if you are a high-ranked seed, you've already proven right now that you have, what it takes to beat good teams and stuff like that. And I'm gonna just be honest. Right now, I'm not paying attention to college sports because of the takes that I've had in the season. To me, it just feels like I don't feel right watching it. So, I haven't watched nobody. I haven't even watched Florida State this year for real. Especially I've watched Florida State, and the one game that I actually watched was against Florida because it was a rivalry game, and then Keontae Johnson passed out on the floor, and it ended up being due to COVID. And so I was like, you know what? And I was like, that's why I ain't doing this shit, because they shouldn't be out there. And so right now, all I'm gonna say is everybody has a shot. Games getting canceled left and right, postponed, whatever. So as long as you win who in front of you, you got a shot to make it in the tournament. And once again, like Eric said, it's all about matchups. And if you got good point guard play, you can go pretty damn far in the goddamn tournament.
But to piggyback on what Cannon said, Cannon said continuity and coaching. And I like Shaka Smart. So the fact that he finally got the roster that he wanted, that he liked, that he can mold, that he can use. I feel that they can be a real threat. If you already ranked high already now, he's not about to let them falter as he as a coach. So I feel that they can do that. They can do their thing.
What I didn't mention about Shaka is, man, I will say he brought a new zone defense to college basketball when he was at VCU, and people don't understand it. It's not a regular 2-3. It's like a rotating zone. It's like a 2-3, except it changes to wherever the ball carrier is instead of just staying at the top of the key. It's like a floating zone, and a lot of teams have trouble if he can get this team to play that zone defense like how that VCU team did.
Then, 2-3 match is a different zone, man.
But every team that he's had since then hasn't been able to play it like that. So it's like players got to be able to understand what Shaka was trying to do with that. So let's see. This is the best team he's had since then, I think, far as talent-wise. So I think, and there's a lot of high IQ guys on the team, 2 in particular. So I think time will tell how the clock tick.
Right. Yeah, for me, man, it's kind of similar to like with the football thing about let somebody come in and do what they need to do to change the program. Everybody wanted to give up on them at one point. We went to the NIT, and I was frustrated for a while, man, because you got Mo Bamba, being a lottery pick. You got the Jared Allen, a lottery pick. You got the kid that's in New Orleans, was drafted, I think, number 18. So you got all these guys, the pieces, but it's like it's not producing. You go out and you lose to Kansas State and all these random teams. And so that kind of like was bothering me. But it's good to see now that like he's finally getting it going. He's still getting the recruits he needs. I think Greg Brown's a hell of a player. Probably win Big 12 Freshman of the Year. It's great to see Andrew Jones back. After his battle, he's playing lights out. Matt Coleman's being Matt Coleman. I think this team is like playing really well. My only thing is I want to see what happens against Baylor. Like against Kansas, I was impressed. We shot the ball very well. We played amazing defense. I want to say they were like 30% from the field, which is like outrageous. Like Kansas usually plays well. They score around the cup. So we played well. But I just want to see if they can keep it going. I'm trying not to get too like high on them right now, and then they end up letting me down later on. But I think that they like from the eye test, they definitely passed the eye test. And Shaka is doing an amazing job.
That's why you don't get to be a 4 seed preseason without having what you need. If you're 5 or better, like come on now, it's top 25. Come on, let's go.
Right. Do you think the tournament being in one place this year in Indiana is going to be beneficial?
I think that's going to be so beneficial. Can you imagine that the strain that travel puts on these players, especially when you could have been playing on the East Coast last week and now you're on the West Coast? Like all of the travel, and plus with COVID, it just makes sense. Let us be stationary. Now, only thing I got to focus on is ball. I think it's going to be different locations in Indiana, though. I don't think it's going to be like one gym. I think
it can't. But here's my thing. The reason why I say it's going to be beneficial. Look at what role players did in the NBA bubble.
Yeah, they showed out.
It shows that crowd noise and a lot of that other shit really made a difference.
Yeah, Reef, we see you.
Yes, Reef. Thank you. We can finally see you, Reef. Jay Moore. It's Jay Moore. His name is Reef, and that's what we're talking about. God damn.
We gotta give you credit, bro. Say some good things, man.
But yeah, I think it's definitely that's why I think teams like Texas do have a shot because yes, you will have players that may not have really been standout players, but they got the talent, are able to show up because a lot of that other shit that may fuck them up,
they got it.
They don't have to worry about that now. So I think a whole lot of teams are gonna show up and show out in the tournament. And so that's just like bubble basketball. I think this might be one of the most fun tournaments we've seen in a while because you're gonna have a lot more good players.
It's gonna be like AAU days.
Yeah,
it's gonna be like almost.
That I was feeling.
doing things you can't believe. It's the 3-man week. We come at you with topics. No, you cannot stop it.